Go Dogs. It's about that time, people. Hey, this video right here is I think I'm gonna put a lot of the fuss and chatter to sleep on this video right here. A lot of guys, and it's not just Schneider, it's every trucking company. Um, Being an owner operator is hard. Being an owner operator, a sole proprietor on your own, like a real owner operator where you got your own truck and trailer, your own authority, that's even harder. Now, different companies have different pay scales. You need to try to get a pay scale that lines up with you and something that makes sense to you. Because if you're trying to make it off of $1.25 a mile, you're gonna lose. I'm just gonna tell you that. If you're not making $1.40 or better, you're gonna lose. If you're not wise enough to be able to do your own maintenance and all that kind of stuff, you get with a company that say they're gonna pay for your maintenance and they only give you $1.20 some a mile, they pocketing that money. The better you keep your truck, you keep your preventive maintenance up, you don't have all the major issues and problems with your truck, having flat tires and stuff all the time. If you paying attention and you making sure your tires are aired up, you're making sure they're balanced, like you're making sure you're not hitting curves, you're not going through tires all the time, you're making sure you're not speeding off, trying to be speed racer, you're going at a normal pace, you're watching where you're going, you're not hitting a lot of potholes. Like all this kind of stuff matters. And even how you get up on the trailers and stuff. Sometimes trailers are low, and if you back up on the trailer, your tires spin out. You burn a rub off your tires. You need to go out there and crank the trailer up, so you got a smooth back up. All this stuff saves your tires over a long haul. Not braking hard, not driving as fast. All this stuff helps save your tires. All this stuff affects your bottom line at the end of the day. If you one of them guys that don't do pre-trips, don't get out and really see what's going on with your truck, a small problem can turn into a big problem if you don't nip it in the bud before it becomes an issue, a bigger issue. I'm saying all this to say, I watch a lot of these guys' videos, and some guys are saying this, some guys are saying that, and I'm watching guys jump from company to company. Look, I went through my stages of jumping from company to company. Like I went to a level where I was with a group of guys where it was 3 of us and ended up turning to 9 of us, had our own authority, our own trailers, and we couldn't make it. Well, we was making it, but one guy got greedy, and it didn't work because you got one guy that got greedy. And I hear people talking about the load board, how we're not getting all the good loads and the load board is not the same for everybody. I kind of believe the loads are the same for everybody. Maybe if you're a guy that's never been late, because I know when I was at FedEx, when I was never late, they open up you got opened up into a select group of people where you got like called white glove, where you got all the best loads. Every company should have their favorites. If you got a guy or a female that's always on time, they should be a favorite, and they should be the one that goes into accounts and make sure the account goes right. That's what you want. You want people that's going to represent your company on a high level. But from what I've seen, most guys have the same loads. I talked to different drivers. I had the luxury of dealing with a lot of different drivers, and we pull up the same load board and we see the same loads. So, I don't know what that guy, what he saw, but not trying to make excuses for companies, but you got to understand business. If you start understanding business, this makes sense to you. If you start your own trucking company, and if you put the time in to get these contracts, you're not gonna let some Joe Blow come off the street and mess up your contracts. You're gonna make sure you get the good gravy contracts, and you're gonna pocket that money, and the overflow. That's what I feel like the owner operators over here at Snyder, the overflow that we get, that they have, we get to pick that up. That's why I can tell when a bunch of good loads come out sometimes, they didn't have enough company drivers to cover it, so they had to put those loads on the board. With me, I don't love that, but I'm fine with that because Snyder is such a big company. They have so many extra loads. There's enough loads out there where if you know how to work the board, and if you're willing to stay out and work, you can make money. A lot of these guys won't tell you how much time they want to be home. I bet you if these dudes went down, just pay attention to a lot of these guys that's renting. They never say how many days they spend at home. They never say that. And that's a big problem when these dudes want to stay home. And I want y'all to look at stuff realistically. You're getting into a 4-year deal. It's just like if you go off to college for 4 years. You're not going to be home every day if you go off to college. You're doing something that's going to prepare you to make over $100,000 a year. Some people go off to college in 4 years. They got to pay that back. They in debt, and they only make $50,000 a year, $45,000, $60,000. You got a chance to make over $100,000 a year if you come out here and you grind. You do your 4.5 years and grind. And I mean, it's a deal. Nothing's gonna be given to you. This is not gonna be easy. You gotta figure it out. You gotta put time out here and figure out what's the best routes. If you home, if you want people to time you get home, you turn on that TV and you just go into TV land, this might not be for you. Because when I'm home, I'm still on my load board looking. I'm looking for loads that I might have missed. Even when I'm home for 4 or 5 days, I'm still looking on the load board for loads that might pop up when I'm not in the area that I could be getting. I'm looking for loads that's going to my house, going to my mom's house. I'm always looking for loads to go to areas that I want to be in so I can line myself up to get to those loads. Another thing, if you're a quitter, look at your life. Did you quit when you was on the football team when you was little? Did you quit when you played basketball? Did you quit when you was a cheerleader? Did you quit when you was on whatever, the Boy Scouts? All that kind of stuff. Are you a quitter? Did you finish high school? Did you finish college? Like, they do this stuff on that's the main reason why they ask you, did you finish high school and did you finish college? They don't really care what your degree was in. They just want to know that you finished, because that shows that you're not a quitter. When things get tough, you don't quit. You figure it out. And that's what I'm noticing with a lot of truck drivers. A lot of truck drivers quit. Now, sometimes you're in a situation that's not good for you. You're in a lose-lose situation. Now, if you're in a lose-lose situation, yeah, you got to cut your losses. But I'm sitting here telling, I see dudes over here making $80,000 plus. I see dudes bringing home $2,000 and stuff and still home on the weekend. So, or they still home 2 days out the week. And that's the thing that I know a lot of guys, when you go work for a company, you got to run the route they tell you, or you got to stay out the amount of days they tell you. When dudes are running their own show, they're going to be home whenever they want to be home. And they end up losing. That's what I'm noticing. I could be wrong. That's what I'm noticing. Another thing I want to tell y'all, a lot of guys, the truck note. I understand the truck note can be a beast. The truck note, if you're not geared to run this long marathon and you think you're just going to sprint, see, a lot of guys just want to sprint, take some time off, chill around the house, sprint, go run and make some money, and then take some time off, sprint, take some time off. It don't work like that. You got to kind of get into a rhythm. You got to be able to be consistent with what you're doing. And for you guys that want to have a smaller truck note, I got a solution for that. What you do is you sign up, you get your truck through Snyder Finance, get you a nice good truck, no money down. You stay out 7 days, be home a day and a half. You do that 3 days straight. 3 weeks straight. 7 days. Come home and do your reset. Do a day and a half at the house. And then that fourth week in the month, you do your 3 and a 4, where you home 3 days and you work 4 days. Just enough to kind of bring you like $1,000 or something like that. All right. That'll be $7,000. You would do that month. $7,000, $7,000. Your expenses shouldn't be over $4,000. If your expenses over $4,000 a month, your spouse need to start working, or you need to cut some of your losses. Like, that's just real talk. If you spending out over $4,000 a month and you're a truck driver, somebody's living lavishly and you are out here on the road. Like, that you need to cut some stuff back. You need to cut some of your cable and all this kind of stuff. You need to trade in that fancy car. I mean, you hear people like Dave Ramsey and all the people talk about this kind of stuff. How you need to cut your debt to get to a place where you need to be, and then you can increase your debt. When you first start to get a truck, it's like you in college. How many people in college got fancy cars and nice apartments and jacuzzi tubs? You going through a process right now you got to get over that hump before you just start balling out of control. Just because you're seeing more money than you ever seen before, that don't mean you just ball out of control. But look, if you do this for 2 months, and if you do $7K, and if you got to spend out $4K, you still left with $3,000 each month. 2 months, that's $6K. If you do that for 4 months, that's $12K, $12,000. You take that $12,000, you go to a Freightliner dealership, and you go get financing to buy you go in there with your VIN, and you go in and you tell them, hey, I want to get this truck financed. You got to clean your credit up. And see, this is what a lot of guys don't want to talk about. Is your credit clean? Do you got tax liens? Do you got all this kind of stuff? A lot of you guys don't want to talk about because they quit before. They quit on something. They quit. And that's why they got bad credit, because they quit paying. They didn't follow through. And every year you got 2 months out of the year that has 5 weeks. Tell your wife, say, look, these 5 weeks I'm gonna grind it out. I'm gonna try to do 10 grand. I'm gonna try to bring home 10 grand this month. That should be easy. So after your expenses come out, 4,000, you have 6 left over. You do that twice. It's 2 months with 5 weeks in it. You do that twice, that's 12K again. So if you don't want to do the 4 months, you can do it 2 months and just go hard. And just take any freaking 10 weeks and just grind it out and go hard and get your 12 grand up and go refinance your truck. Go to Wells Fargo or go to a Freightliner, loan them out on somebody. They all got people that'll loan you trucks. If they'll sell you a truck, they got a finance company that'll put you set you up a loan for your truck, your current truck that you have. So you're not stuck in these trucks, these big weekly payments. If you want to go and put some money down, which a lot of people don't want to do, nobody want to put no money down. Know why? Because a lot of people don't have money to even put down. Like, let's be realistic about the whole situation. Everybody act like everything is all good, but they don't want to talk about the nuts and bolts to this thing. A lot of people don't have $12,000 to go put down on the truck. But let me see. About the board. Like, I think I touched on that a little bit. The board is the board. Me and my cousin, we see the same lows. Sometimes I'm in Florida, he in Georgia. I'm in PA, he in Tennessee, and we see the same loads. We talk about the loads. And I be like, hey, the load just popped up. He be like, yeah, I saw it. Because we run some of the same stuff. I mean, that's just my deal. If for all these people that keep jumping, with me, I've been out here. I've had 2 trucks before. I've partnered with guys to try to start trucking companies and all that. And the platform that Snyder gives me, the work that they done put in for 40 some years, I get to jump in and get in on their gravy and go to their facilities and use their windshield wiper fluid and take showers in their place and get hot food and watch their big screen TVs. If you had to do all that with your own money, you know how long it'd take you? You probably wouldn't even get one facility ever done if you had your own authority making $2 a mile. You seeing all the money. You still probably won't have the money to set up your own facilities. All this paved parking lots and all that. I don't know how many millions of dollars this stuff costs. So for the luxuries that I get with Snyder, I can go through some of the not getting all their gravy loads because this is their company. You can't go into somebody else's company, to somebody else's place of business, and tell them how to run their business. You got to figure out how they run their business and learn the loopholes where you can maximize your profit, your home time and stuff like that, and still be in the middle where you making good money but you being home. But that's what I got, people. Y'all gotta be realistic about the situation and understand it's a grind to get wherever you're trying to go. Nobody's gonna give you anything. You got to grind this thing out, and you got to sit and do your homework. And this is your education, your college. It's like a military person getting sent off to Japan or South Korea or whatever. Like, you got to put your time in before you level up. And a lot of people don't want to put their time in. All right, man, I'm out.